Hey, what up again, people? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. It seems like I have quite a lot on my case at the moment, don't it? Well, I think since we're being a bit of a sham lately, and the pain, in many ways, I thought we would combine the two. Absolutely, and we'll pop this one open for a very good reason. Because we're about to give birth to a whole new project that a certain lad, top lad, Jay, top lad, you said I wouldn't be able to do it. Oh, and he threw down the gauntlet, actually. He said, there's no way you're doing this. Let's get to that before we get this thing opened. And clearly I'm not even using the champagne glass. Right, well, he did throw down the gauntlet. Where is the gauntlet? Hang on a minute. Well, look there. Here it is. He didn't say you just won't do it. He said there's no chance. Oh, he did throw down the gauntlets, look. And we have a pair of them. Well, yeah, basically. There's no way you are going to be able to get a laptop built in to a briefcase. That's why we said we have a lot on our case at the moment. Hang on a minute. Oh, dear. Don't sit on that. Oh, mate. That could come in quite painful. And we'll need that anyway. Anywho, that's not the reason why you called. Let's snap to get this cracked open and get on with it. Right, so quick shout outs then. RJ, alright, young Jay, he threw down the challenge. Right. He said there's no chance you're doing this. So I said, yeah, alright, cool. Oof, dear fucking hell. Cool. So this one's for him, because I left him out on the last video. Then there's big stocky tall guy Nathan. Right lad. Hopefully he's subbed on the channel. There's Matt anyway. Prick. Rick. You know who you are. Yeah. Who else have we got? Oh, loads of you. There's Eloise. She's cool. Sean. And as usual, Russ and all of these usual suspects, I do believe. And of course, Hannah. Oh, there's loads of you guys. Alright. Anywho, waffle. That's not the reason why you called. Let's get to the point. Because we're here for the creme de la creme, the creme de cassis. No, we were here about that whole magic briefcase. I thought I'd just get the romance out of the way first, though. Because little Jay said it couldn't be done. There's no way you can put a laptop built in to briefcase. Oh, and shout out for Wayne as well. Waffle. Let's just have a glug of that, pause out, and we'll hear the case. And see the case. Feel the case. Explore the case. Oh, Sam as well. Almost forgot you, Pipe. Almost forgot you. Not quite. You're in. Anywho, let's pause out. And then we get to it. 1 minute. Alright, cool. So, the case is simply this. Jay turned around and said to me, I wouldn't be able to build the laptop in the briefcase. This stemmed from earlier on when I was in Tesco's. Right? We were just shooting shit and having a laugh. because I picked up a briefcase off of Wednesday Market for all of £4. Okay. And I said that I was going to fulfill the kind of Hackaday project. And this was done before. Actually, a few people have done this, about building laptops in briefcases, usually for hack runs and pen testing. Anywho, that's not particularly the reason why you called. Well, it sort of is. So, this is the briefcase I picked up. Yeah, just looks like a standard kind of briefcase, huh? Little heavy, and indeed it is. Right. Nothing unusual about that so far, huh? Nothing unusual. Right. Let's get this thing opened. Well, it would be helpful if we had it the right way up. That opens. And that opens. Cool. Nothing unusual there, huh? Just a standard briefcase. Little heavy. Yeah, just a typical phone holder, which you could put in there as a sort of thing there to hold your phone. Cool. Nothing unusual, huh? Only it's just a bit heavy. Nothing unusual. Yeah, right. Let's go into that. Let's take out the notepad. Fairly heavy. A little bit unusually heavy, but nothing badly, right? Just looks like a standard briefcase, doesn't it? I called it a suitcase and Jay laughed, as did Wayne. Oh, what's this? Oh, somebody's modified this. Oh, so there's a false bottom in it. Well, that's not exactly what we had in mind about putting a laptop in a briefcase, and that's certainly not a laptop. Okay. And there's a mini Bluetooth keyboard in there. That will become relevant later. Clever girl, you might be thinking. Oh, look. Princess has managed to remove the bottom out of it. Ta-ha. We'll come to this in a minute. Hang on a minute. 1 minute. Alright. So, Joe's argument was, you can't put a laptop into a briefcase and build it in. Something like that. Right. Well, actually, he's kind of half right. But before he starts screaming and jumping for joy, there are a few things to be known. Look at the amount of air cooling that this laptop would need, plus a battery, and this thing already practically weighs about the same as the case in any event. Right. So, bearing in mind this still doesn't even have a battery in it. Even if it did, I would actually have to include some way of charging that and then cabling from that to a screen up here. Alright. Nope. God. I'm going to trap mine. fingers in here, aren't I? Awesome. Cool. That's kind of not cool. Anywho, let's look at what the definition of a laptop is, and then we will see my solution to it. 1 minute. Right, okay, so here we are. A laptop computer or notebook computer is a small portable personal computer or PC with a screen and alphanumeric keyboard. These typically have a clamshell form factor, typically having the screen mounted on the inside of the upper lid and the keyboard on the inside of the lower lid. Although 2-in-1 PCs with detachable keyboard are often marked as laptops or as having laptop mode. Laptops are folded shut for transportation and are thus suitable for mobile use. Its name comes from lap, as it was deemed to be placed sort of on a person's lap when being used. Today, laptops are used in a variety of settings. Well, we don't really need to look at that. Alright, the point is, hang on a minute, let's just lock the phone, or rather not lock it, and just get out of it. Alright, so now that we know what a laptop is, can we build one? Well, I think we can. And actually, I think I pretty much already have something going. Let's pause out and take a look. Right, as you might already have gathered, there would be huge design challenges with this. Well, CD drives, we don't use them, but all of the rest of it we do. Right. Then there's a whole hassle of USB. Where would we mount that? Yeah. Okay, so his claims are sort of half right. Only half right. Let's see the case then, and let me show you what I've sort of come up with. Alright. Bear with me a second. Right, okay. This particular machine, this machine only has about, I think it's 4 gig RAM. It's heavy and a 250 hard drive in it. Right, processor, I do believe is Duo Core 2 Duo. Requires, what's the voltage requirement? It's about 19. It's about 19 volt. Yeah, that's it. Right at the top. Yeah, 19 volt, 3.5 amps. Right. Its standby time is about 12.5 hours. Contiguous use is probably about 4. And the battery would go in here. Well, it would if I didn't blow it up. Whoops. Okay, so bear that one in mind. 12 hours and probably about 3 or 4 hours of usage. There is a much easier method of doing this, and I'm going to show you. And it's a fraction of the size and weight. This is portable screen. Right? Literally a fraction of it. There you are. To build that in wouldn't be difficult at all. obviously be cutting back of that out, but you sort of see exactly how this would be going. So fit that in there like that. 1 minute. Right, that looks much better, doesn't it? So, 1 minute. Let's just try and get that set. 1 minute. 1 minute. Haha, there we are, see? Look at that. Right. I would say that's basically your laptop there. And that's run off a smartphone. Now, I actually do have plans to mount this properly behind, but as you see, it would potentially work. I can't remove the cable, not yet, but again, I think we could build that in properly. It does get better. Where was I going with this? Yeah, battery power. Well, this guy is powered off of a phone. Yeah, as you see, I have that under here. It's there. You'll have to move the cabling and there like that. Starting to look like a laptop now, isn't it? I would say. Got to be touchscreen. I would say that certainly is, pal. Gets better. Wait for it. You're going to love this. It took me a few hours to think of this one, and you'll like it. It comes down to down here. So we'll be able to shut that down there like that. So, and we can build a keyboard in there if we wanted. We'll come back to that in a bit. But we wanted to have a look down here at that lock mechanism. I'll show you that in a minute, actually. I might even show you that now. Because unbelievably, you see that USB port here? If you look at those lock mechanisms, let's get that out of the way so I don't bust it. Watch this. See when that slides open? Watch this, look. I can now potentially plug USB into that, and it reaches all the way back. And also on this one, look. Watch. And that's a better fit. So, what I'm able to now do is actually use the lock itself as USB port. How cool is that? Get that hooked up, and then we can even use that to charge phones. Watch this. When I remove it, watch that button. Slides back. So if the number was wrong, you can't plug anything in there. So it's added security. And don't worry, I can change the pin number on that. So that goes in there, like so. actually stays in there pretty good. So all we would need to then do is undo the inside of that, rewire it. Gets better than this because of battery power. So how are we going to power it? Well, if we slide this guy up, bearing in mind this will be inbuilt into the back frame at some point. This will power an iPhone on standby for about a day. Look at the size of it. So it'd stand by an iPhone for a day. Well, we get the second one. If I don't drop this, will bust it. Hang on. It's right. 2 iPhone batteries. We sandwich them together. That's enough on contiguous usage to power a phone for basically a day. Contiguous. In contrast, look at the whacking great battery you would need to power this thing. And that monitor is essentially being run from a phone. So, if we think about this, alright, I could take 10 of these batteries, only 10, drop them into that case in, say, something like an enclosure, and it's only going to take up a fraction of that room, and then cover it with a keyboard built in underneath. How cool is that? That's nuts, isn't it? It gets better. Much better. Because that screen will be mounted at the back. It'll be actually mounted behind this card. Now that's interesting because there's something else I'm about to show you. It's about this guy here. And I'm going to show you that now. Just 1 minute. Where's that while I get it? Alright, cool. See what looks like the Garmin here? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to gut the Garmin. See the card slot? This Garmin, unbelievably, look at this, look. Working Garmin. Well, still is. Screen, perfectly, absolutely perfectly matches the size of that card slot. Look at that. Absolutely perfectly. So what I can do is remove all this entire card here, cut this wallet out, slot that in behind, ditch all the plastic, leaving a nice little hole for you to see the main screen. Although it won't be a sat nav anymore. Well, of course not. So that will go behind it, and then this will have like a magnetic face on it that will just stick over the top, so you'd never even know it was there. How cool is that? So it'd be essentially like that, but only there. Right. Pen holder, not anymore. Drop that in there. So you'd also have your screen if you wanted behind there as well. This would be magnetically fixed at the side because you'd have tons of room for that, loads of room. So this would essentially just be cut to fit the screen behind that. This could just stick over the top, essentially. And then if you wanted to do your social media, well, yeah, no problem. You could just stick your phone onto there and do whatever you want. That's not the reason why you called. We want it for hacking. So I've got you covered. I'll show you. Let's drop the monitor back in. Really easy to do on this setup. This is without any modification. Just drops in like so. And there it is. There you go. And you would need to move that, but it shuts down quite nicely. Okay, cool. Plug your phone back in. 1 minute. Which we won't have to do in the near future because it will be inbuilt. Where did we? Oh, it's under here, isn't it? No, well, cool. But you see how that is. It's asking for our PIN number. No problem, because I have that one covered as well. I absolutely do. 1 minute. Let's out. Well, that where you put your biometrics, that's going to be done down here or on the button of the case. Loads of room for that. Absolutely loads. Now, bearing in mind, when you even have to open it, you'd be looking at inputting a code anyway. Well, like when you open your iPhone or any phone, you have facial recognition. So I'll have a facial recognition slot at the top. Easy. How damn good is that? Fraction of the weight, fraction of the size, and a fraction of the cost. And I'm not limited to essentially what I can build into that. So there you go, Joe. There's your simplicity for you. And, yep, let's just remove the USB. And that. We can chuck in anything we want on that. Oh, by the way, I didn't show you something else that's kind of cool. And I must show you this. It's right good, and you're going to love it. 1 minute. Alright, cool. So, I promised you another cool feature, and I'm going to show you it. Well, I mean, you can't get much cooler than the actual locks being used as USB ports, by the way. That, you have to admit, is pretty sick. Anywho, it's to do with these hasps at the top. What you probably don't realise is these can actually be used as antenna. Like, dring dring, 5G on my hair can. Signals, I can has all your signals. Watch this. This is brilliant. completely discovered half of this by accident, by the way. Who does this? Who actually does this these days? Well, I do. Watch this. Yep. Copper rivets on there. Tell you what that means. Alright. Where I have continuity across that. Underneath here, I could mount an antenna strip. Bring that down here to an amplifier, which will be run underneath that false bottom to a separate battery bank. Now I can even use these as antennas. Unbelievable, isn't it? And even have that with a sort of separate connector on it with an extendable antenna. In other words, if they're screw-ins. Because some of these hasps that you find on a lot of these cases nowadays are screw-ins. So in other words, I could unscrew it, chuck on an antenna on there, and have a wire coming down in there for our extended rangefinders or whatever we want. How fucking good is that? I think that's awesome. And we have a keyboard in there as well. This one is the Corsair, what is this one? The K65. And I could build that all in here on pre-cutouts as well. So I don't need to limit my design by laptop. I don't have thermal problems, so meaning I can select the cutouts I want for the job I'm on. I don't need ventilation in here or any of that. None of it at all. Essentially what it would look like is this. Well, we'd have a bank of probably 10 or 20 of these batteries inbuilt. And a separate phone in there, or several. The cabling would be run all down there, so you'd never see that. Would essentially look something like that. And even that then would be mounted flat, so there'd be other stuff over the top which you'd never see. Like that. You'd never know. And of course the screen would be behind that back frame anyway. So when that's all shut, you wouldn't even see the screen. But I have one better than that, actually. I'm going to go one better. And I've done this before with the Raspberry Pi 1. Where I covered the digitizer, the touchscreen display, I covered it in Tupperware. Well, what we'll probably end up doing is facing that over with some sort of Lexan, or similar to it, meaning you can take a board marker and write on it. So if the screen's not on, it would still have a full clear sort of writable surface behind that panel that essentially would stick behind it. What you've got to realise is how thin that is. I could easily glass that over, mount this thing right back, and then put this still magnetically over the top of it, so you'd never see it. You'd never know that there was anything in there. You'd never know. The weight, even with all of that, is about the same as that anyhow. No problem. Does it surf than that? I'll show you in just a minute. I'll show you. 1 minute. In fact, no cheating. I'll just show you anywho. This one, what we do is just rip out this. I'm going to have this actually reskinned properly. In fact, the whole case I probably will do. I'll send it off to LV and have them reskin it. And do you see those tabs here? That's perfect, because look at this. Absolute accident in design, look. How cool is that? So cabling this guy is really easy. Does it surf than that? Well, let's find out. Bet it sure does. I think it sure does. Okay, hang on. 1 minute. Ooh, shit. Nearly bust it. 1 minute. Wow. Alright, just before we do, we can actually use the phone as a touchpad. It's just trying to get this thing into full screen mode. Right. That's what I've done there. That's a screenshot. Is it that? No. No. Oh dear. 1 minute. 1 minute. There we go. See. Now we done it. All from our smartphone. Yeah. No cheating, pal. No cheating. Nothing plugged in. No overheating. Nothing. There we go. Look at that. Now all we need is a whacking great battery bank for it. And I think we can do that. And that's all off of so far, just our smartphone. And we can still use the phone for what we want. That's perfect, that. So in what sense isn't this a laptop? Let's get closer. Come on people, let's have a look at that. That's insane, that, isn't it? See? That's nuts. See, let's have a look at that locking mechanism, which isn't really a lock at all. Let's have a look at that, because that, as we said, oh shit, is actually USB connection. 1 minute. Let's just plug the phone back in. There's a cable we put for that. Oh, I got rid of it, did I? No, it's there. Let's try not to drop this because that screen was expensive. So, see that? Yes. Doesn't open. Set the code back to that. Now it does. You see that slides open. You can there you go. See? USB in there. Lockable USB. Look at that. And then all it needs is wiring in down the back end there. How good is that bad boy? There you are, secure USB as well. How cool is that? Now, watch that lock again. See this? When I remove this, it springs back. Look. There it is, see? So, if you ain't got the right code for it, you can't go sticking anything in there, can you? No cheating. Patented design. Wink, wink. In it goes. How good is that? Now we want pin numbers and stuff. Crypto, whatever we want to do. Well, it's all there, isn't it? And just needs a bit of that. Chuck a bit of that in there, you'd never know, would you? Because all of that's going to be hidden off. You've got that hidden in there. Oh, look at it. It's nuts. Absolutely nuts. There you are. Laptop inbuilt. There you go. Look at that. See? Whatever you want to do. 1 minute so we can... Right. Well, I need the whole touch keyboard, which I haven't set up yet. Oh, well, because it's only a new idea. I can be forgiven for that one, I think. But, yeah, I reckon that's good enough. MI5. Oh, what's MI5 doing on here? Oh, MI5 now, I'm a lot older than that, pal. Look at that, see? Even your videos play as well. Perfect. See? How good is that? How good is that? See? Spot on. No sound on it yet, but I'm working on that. But there you are. Laptop, essentially, in a briefcase. There you are. And no power requirements needed to be drilled into the side of it. Nothing else like that. Although, if I did need to, as I said, it's all completely charged off USB, because that's what that one will be for. Over there, as long as you have the right code. So you just plug that in there like that, and you can charge the whole lot up. Boom. And as we said, we can use these as antennas. Oh, there's loads of ways I can go with this. But look at that light. There you go. How cool is that? And it weighs not really much different. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's plug that back in. So it's probably, is it what? Well, people were only looking through there anyway. They wouldn't know there was a screen behind that. Certainly also wouldn't know there was a fucking phone under there. So you do that. They'd have no bloody idea. And it was something like that. And which battery percentages we used? Still on 100%. You go find me a laptop that can do that. And we've been running this for about 40 minutes. That's pretty damn cool, isn't it? That's pretty cool. So just plug that back in. Teething problems. Gotta love that. Let's try it that way. Yeah, it's still not happening. Damn. Bearing in mind it's teething problems. 1 minute. I said 1 minute. Yeah, so there it is, essentially. That's it. Phone into that. There it is. Just move that out of the way. Tuck that down under there, like so. Throw that over. Now, if we really wanted to be smart, okay, some smart Alec, no problem. Then I've got something that's like this, look. Bluetooth wireless keyboard and mouse. Thank you very much. Just chuck that there then. And just use that. Or just use the damn screen. Thank you. I'll have some of that any day. What's going on here? Okay, well, not sure why it's behaving like that. It's gone back to that again. Get off. Good enough though, isn't it? See? You said it couldn't be done. Well, I've not even got into the full amount of it, pal. And I can chuck that in there as well. And all the rest of it. And throw that in there. Throw that in there and all. Looks like any other random briefcase, don't it? Apart from the fact you've just got a whacking great screen in there. Although, that's interesting because actually, yeah, there's another good idea. That microscope, I had that somewhere around and all. Yeah, that one. Well, you saw the other one, didn't you? Well, if I have a metal base on there and it's magnetic, then I can even do micro repairs in there as well. And even throw that underneath it. And not only that, but I've also got one for a fucking toolkit as well, look. You think I'm joking? Yeah, there you are, look. Full toolkit. That can even go in there and all that. Watch this, see? Look at that. Loads of room. Absolutely loads. See? Loads of room. All in a briefcase. And it charges up. Straight from front USB, look. See? How good is that? See? That's the way forward. I could even have another keyboard in there, look. And a multimeter in there. Everything I want. And that screen would still be further back and protected. I could even put a pair of pliers in there and all. And a bottle opener. A set of keys in there. And another phone. Loads of room, look. See? Loads of room. All the sort of shit that you would expect in an engineer's toolkit. And the screen would still be protected and still be alright. And it would still work. How good is that? There you go, Jay. I thought you'd like that one. And all on the front of that, see? No other ventilation needed. I could even, at the bottom end, have about 10 phones under there. Probably another tablet, because this also has sort of micro HDMI. So, yeah. Well, this pile of crap don't even support it, so, yeah. Cool. You can even have micro HDMI run under there to any other tablet or whatever I want. Basically. So, yeah, ironically, I'd still have more than enough room for that under there as well. Look, watch this. You'll love it. Look. Let's get that. See? Love it. Watch this, see? There's our spare batteries. That's only 2 of them. Don't forget, I can stack them 10 high. That's only 2, which is about sort of half a finger. Loads of room under there, look. Watch that. Look. Now look at this, see? Just. Then we want a spare tablet under there, like that. No problem, no, see? Can fit that under there, look. See? That fits in there. That goes over top. Goes in with a battery bank as well. You fucking never know, would ya? Cable it up properly. You never know. That in. That in there, look. You'd never know. You'd never know. There you go. And it's all charged as well, straight off there. Just. I didn't change the number. I can't charge it. Why? I can't nick any data. Well, of course, because the PIN number's wrong. Let's get the PIN number right. Ah, now we can. Good, good, good. How good is that, though? There you are. So Jay said it couldn't be done. Gotta love good old Jay. Gotta love good old Rick. Gotta love good old people. There you go. Look at that. It said it couldn't be done. So back in there like that. Let's just chuck that over there like so. Make this nice and neat. Obviously, that would press right down when everything is all done. This would certainly give the TSA something to moan about, wouldn't it? Imagine going through fucking airport security with that. I mean, the hell have you got in there then? Well, that would give them something to whinge about, I suppose. Got to give the guys at TSA something to whinge about. I know one thing, I need something to whinge about. And I have not enough of that. Fucking hell. Shit me. Good job I got some time off in it. Ooh, there. Alright. Luckily, I had some time off till about New Year. So I've got loads to develop, loads of shit to work on, and I reckon actually tip that thing backwards a little bit so I don't smash that screen. Get that under there. Tip that down. Because if that falls flat, that's going to get smashed. And I won't like that. But anywho, I guess you see what I've been up to. That's pretty cool now, isn't it? It is pretty cool if I do say so my fucking self. Watch me spell this. I will not be happy. Yeah. Well, Jay, that one was for you, pal. I hope you like that. It's a personal shout out, and for all the rest of you. I'm off to have some more playtime with that. And we've turned everything red. Cool shit. I'll see you later. Bye.